Get ready for the action, because we are diving straight into the chaos. We start with the rookie report card from UFC Vegas 117, where we break down the performances of the newcomers. We're looking at Christian Edwards' tentative showing against Modestas Bukauskas and the absolutely dominant, suffocating performance of Tommy Gant against Artur Miniev. This debut card delivered some serious highlights and some serious learning curves for these fresh faces in the octagon. Given his ability to step into any situation, looking at his incredible performance when he filled in for Kelvin Gastelum against Nasruddin Imavov, and his stunning upset victory over Israel Adesanya at UFC 293. This is a masterclass in adaptability and dominance. And finally, we bring it home with the heavyweight drama. Jon Jones has made a big announcement, expressing his willingness to split with the UFC to face Francis Ngannou, and we explore what this means for the heavyweight division. We discuss Jones's intentions and what the future holds for this massive clash. Don't miss a second of this breaking MMA news. Subscribe now for your daily roundup. The UFC Vegas 117 event on Saturday, May 16, 2026, served as a debut platform for 3 newcomers, resulting in a collective record of 1-2. The post-mortem analysis of these rookie performances reveals a stark contrast between a dominant showing and a struggling effort. Christian Edwards, who secured his UFC opportunity just 5 days after years in Bellator, faced veteran Modestas Bukauskas. The bout was largely forgettable, characterized by tentative exchanges. Edwards survived by utilizing clinches and slowing the pace when Bukauskas gained momentum, ultimately falling by split decision. Analysts suggest that despite the experience, Edwards' recent Bellator run and struggles on the regional scene make the signing difficult to fully justify. His performance was graded a C. In sharp contrast, Season 9 Contender Series signee Tommy Gant delivered a dominant performance against short-notice replacement Artur Miniev. Gant immediately closed the distance, employing relentless takedowns and suffocating mat work, culminating in a referee stoppage after securing a back mount. This was described as a suffocating display of pressure and chain wrestling, with analysts predicting Gant could be a nightmare at 155 pounds. His performance was graded an A+. Conversely, Miniev faced a brutal assignment, accepting the fight with less than 5 days' notice against a top wrestler. He lacked the time to prepare the necessary anti-wrestling adjustments against Gant's style. While the performance showed flashes of toughness and knockout power, it was stylistically a poor draw under impossible circumstances. Miniev's performance was graded an F. Collectively, the rookies went 1-2, with Gant's display standing out as the most impressive performance of the night. The UFC 329 card is filling out with significant announcements, moving beyond the initial hype surrounding Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway. During UFC Vegas 117, promotion officials revealed details for the International Fight Week card, including several high-profile matchups. A key development is the lightweight bout between Benoit Saint-Denis and Paddy Pimblett, a highly anticipated clash that is rumored to be the co-main event. Pimblett will be making his first fight back after an interim title loss to Justin Gaethje earlier this year. Other confirmed bouts on the card include Cody Garbrandt versus Adrian Yanez. Furthermore, the preliminary card features a major move for Robert Whittaker, the former middleweight champion, who will make his long-awaited transition to light heavyweight against Nikita Krylov. Whittaker is seeking to rebuild his momentum after recent losses to Khamzat Chimaev and Reinier de Ridder. In heavyweight action, Olympic gold medalist Gable Steveson has secured his opponent, facing Elisha Ellison, who is currently 0-1 in the UFC. Other scheduled fights include Brandon Royval facing Loner Kavanagh and Mario Bautista landing Corey Sandhagen in a potential rematch. UFC 329 is set to take place at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada on July 11, 2026. UFC middleweight champion Sean Strickland has cemented his legacy as a fighter defined by his willingness to engage in short-notice bouts, proving he thrives in high-pressure, unexpected matchups. The article examines how this aggressive mentality has propelled Strickland to the pinnacle of the sport, showcasing several notable examples of his rapid-fire success in the UFC. Strickland's career exemplifies the dynamic of short-notice bookings in combat sports, where fighters must quickly adapt to new opponents. This strategy offers lower risk for the replacement fighter while providing a quick path to notoriety and substantial paychecks. Strickland embodies this approach, having taken on challenges with minimal preparation. One significant instance occurred in late 2020 when Ian Heinisch withdrew from a bout, leading the UFC to contact Strickland for a replacement on just 5 days' notice. Strickland accepted, stepping into the fight against Brendan Allen. Undefeated and on a 7-fight winning streak, Allen was a legitimate prospect. Strickland utilized a methodical pace, employing his pinpoint jab and forward pressure, ultimately securing a victory via ground-and-pound, marking a significant early win for Strickland. Strickland's trajectory saw him solidify his status as a premier middleweight contender. After an initial win over Jack Hermansson in 2022, he faced adversity with 2 consecutive losses to Alex Pereira and Jared Cannonier. Seeking a return to the winner's circle in 2023, Strickland accepted a short-notice opportunity to fill in for Kelvin Gastelum against Nassourdine Imavov at UFC Vegas 67. Despite Imavov entering a new weight class, Strickland demonstrated superior conditioning and striking, winning the 5-round contest via unanimous decision, snapping a losing streak. Further demonstrating his ability to handle unexpected challenges, Strickland swiftly dismantled European prospect Abus Magomedov in 2 rounds. His career highlight arrived when he was booked on little over a month's notice to headline UFC 293 against the reigning 2-time champion, Israel Adesanya. Despite initial skepticism, Strickland stunned the division by dropping Adesanya with a spectacular right in the opening minutes, controlling the fight with relentless jabs and kicks to secure a dominant unanimous decision victory, marking one of the biggest upsets in the division's history. Following this major victory, Adesanya has faced significant challenges, suffering 3 consecutive losses. Strickland's history of embracing sudden opportunities and delivering high-impact performances solidifies his position as a defining figure in modern mixed martial arts, particularly for his fearless approach to unexpected combat scenarios. Jon Jones has expressed a willingness to split his contract with the UFC to pursue a fight against Francis Ngannou. Speaking on the Netflix event MVP MMA 1, Jones indicated that if a contest were to occur, it would likely not be under the UFC banner, suggesting that a partnership with MVP might be the only viable route. Jones acknowledged that while he has announced intentions to retire from MMA, he remains under contract with the UFC. Jones has previously discussed his desire to fight Ngannou, stating that Ngannou should observe his professional endeavors and that the fight could materialize before his retirement. However, Jones also conveyed a sense of finality regarding his career in the sport, noting that his recent professional successes and business ventures have reduced the pressure to return to the cage. He suggested that his bout against Stipe Miocic in 2024 may have been his last in MMA. The UFC has reportedly been reluctant to sever ties with Jones due to the current perceived weakness of the heavyweight division. Jones himself stated that his primary focus is on exiting his UFC contract, calling it the most challenging aspect of his current situation.